Today we're going to be simulating 30 seasons to see how many Super Bowls the Tennessee Titans win. At first, I was going to make it where we're going to see if they can win a Super Bowl, and when it happens, it ends. And I was thinking, well, if we do this for other teams, what if they win a Super Bowl in year 6? The video's over, it's completely useless. So we could change it up. So some of the talks during this video might feel a little different to what this goal is, but that's what I've decided. The rules for this are very simple. We're going to be simulating season by season. We're going to be seeing the players that they're acquisitioning. We're going to be seeing the seasons they have, the records the teams have, and that's about it. We can't do any sort of depth chart manipulation, any signings or draftings ourselves, and really just good luck to the Titans, honestly. But looking at this team, obviously they have a position group need everywhere. There's not really a position where you're like, yeah, they're pretty good. They've got a couple of names here and there, but overall, they need an overhaul basically everywhere. Maybe you can call running back good, but they need players at basically every position, which is why we're starting with them if this becomes a series, because this is sort of the unanimous, 32nd ranked power ranking. I know you have the Browns because of Deshaun Watson, but you have good draft capital in Myles Garrett, and if you don't get rid of him, you have one of the best defensive players in the league in Myles Garrett. This team, Simmons is good, yeah, but outside of Simmons, there's not really much going on. But as I said, if this becomes a series, if you guys want it to become a series, the first thing I need you to do is let me know what team you want to see next. And then, of course, leave a like if you end up enjoying the video. Let me know you want to see more and you enjoyed what you've seen. Maybe subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of random franchise stuff, including rebuilds, including franchises, which we got to get on that relocation franchise. We kind of started that process. And we will be back with, some Patriots franchise a little later today. So for the final season, definitively. But, yeah, let's get into this thing. Hopefully it's not all 30, but at the same time, if it is, at least hopefully they actually win a Super Bowl. All right, we're not going to be doing this for every single draft, but this is the most important one. It's not only the first one, but it's also the one with the real-life players. This pick is going to mean a lot. Is it going to be Cam Ward? I'll show you that, I'm not influencing anything. We have 0 favorites on the board. Cam Ward's at the top, but they could go Hunter, they could go Carter, they could go Sanders. As long as it's a quarterback, it's probably a good decision. Could go Graham or McMillan, but there's nothing I can do. It's whatever the Titans do. Smartest move, obviously Cam Ward, but let's see what they do. It is Mykel Williams. Okay, that is definitely a move. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to let it play out. This is your decision. This is what you have to live with, okay, Tennessee? Wow. All right. That's definitely something. That's all right. That's like Clellan Ferrell over Josh Allen situation. But hey, sure, whatever. And then because they didn't go QB, we'll take a look at round 2. Maybe they go QB here. They will not. They go Connerly. Don't get me wrong, the value's there, but all right, Tennessee's just foregoing quarterback. This is going to be a long one, isn't it? Taking a look at the draft class itself, Reed, safety in the 4th. Wide receiver Brooks as well in the 4th. And lineman, right end, and a tight end. What happened in the draft itself? Cam Ward to the Browns. The Browns are loving life. Carter to the Giants. It's a steal. I don't really see the value there either. They don't need edge. Graham to the Patriots, and then Travis Hunter to the Jaguars. Jaguars are flying high, really. Sanders all the way to the Jets. Jets make out like goons here, at least in Madden. We don't know about real life. But, yeah, I wonder how much hype the draft really is for these quarterbacks. I've been hearing, Jackson Dart, 3 overall now to the Giants, which, it could happen. But at the same time, we got to remember, Geno Smith was projected 2 overall, how many years ago? And that didn't happen. I remember it so well because I started to believe in the hype a little bit. Back in Ultimate Team, they had, the program where you would get coins based on where the player was drafted, and I had a few Geno Smiths in the top 5 or whatever. I was like, I'm believe. I think things are going to happen. And boy, did it not. But then EJ Manuel, I don't know. Quarterbacks, the draft, it gets weird. You literally never know. So the Titans are rolling with Levis again, huh? Offensive line and Connerly at right tackle is great. I'm not allowed to change anything because every other team has this. Mykel Williams is playing interior in a 3-4. So, I'm not allowed to change anything because, look at McCreary at Superstar, because other teams have this exact same situation. They draft a defensive end, an edge when they're in a 3-4 at left end, right end, left end. The terminology isn't there, so they're not going to shift them over to left out or right out. So it's only fair. It's only fair. It sucks, but it's only fair. Maybe I changed my mind because this hurts my soul to see, but as long as he's playing well on the team, I guess it doesn't really matter. But, yeah, this is season 1. Oof. But one thing I will change, though, is we'll probably change the playbook every 3 to 5 years to something relative to what they have. Like right now, I don't even know what team is like relatable to them. But just to change it up, because obviously if the team sucks for 5 to 10 years, they're not going to keep the same exact coaching staff and all that. Sure, we're going to stay as Callahan here. I maybe should have been the owner instead. Actually, I actually probably will change to the owner right now. It's only fair to do that, right? If they're not going to change him, we're going to change him, because no team's going to just have the same coach for 10 years if they're not even making the playoffs every once in a while. To no one's surprise, the Titans do miss the playoffs, but 6-11 does not place them as the worst. They're better than the Chiefs. I've got to see this, okay? The whole point is following the Titans, but at the same time, it's all entertainment, baby. I will never be more entertained than finding out why the Chiefs were so bad. 45 touchdowns, 20 picks. How? I don't know what the hell just happened, but that's insane. We're the 32nd ranked offense. No one's surprised by that, to be fair. Pollard, what are those numbers? Okay, not even 600 rushing yards. Was he injured all year? No, because injuries are off. Maybe we should turn injuries on as well. Yeah, let's turn injuries on. Why not? Why not? It's going to get disgusting. Look at Michael Williams, rookie of the year, potentially. It's going to get real bad, but that's fine. It's okay. I'm all right with it. I'm willing to do it. Michael Williams, look at that. If we would have won Sanders as well, maybe this team would have had their Saints moment, which I guess didn't really lead to much, but still could have been their Saints moment. Titans draft, pick 6 overall. They go with 2 outside linebackers. I imagine they're both pass rushers, because you wouldn't take a slow off ball this high. And then the other guy, actually maybe the other guy is off ball, but I don't know. Let's see. No, they go 2 pass rushers. So, I mean, they've got their edge set, it seems. And then what else did we have in the third round? Safety, not the fastest, but 72 overall. Running back, 70 for McKenzie. And again, not allowed to change anything. So we're just going to watch the Titans start. Will Levis, 77 overall Calvin Ridley, 78 overall Tutu Atwell, and 83 overall Tony Pollard. While their defense... Will McDermott, I don't know his name even, Will McDermott. It's just William, close enough, is their starting outside linebacker. Good decision, at least. Williams inside, superstar dev, 88 overall. Definitely a great year for him. And then they still have McCreary at number 3. But, all right, 80 overall going into year 2. 5-12, worse than last season, unfortunately. The freaking Raiders are 1-16, though. But let's take a look at these stats, if there's even anything to look at. Will Levis, 28 touchdowns, 24 picks, 4,100 yards. Pollard's better. Receivers actually not bad. Blocking was horrible. Latham's just not been the guy. Sacks, Simmons, amazing. Williams, okay. Everyone else, pretty bad. Another pretty bad season. Don't know, other than Simmons, if there would have been a single award winner on this team, but we're going to go through it just to, be sure. Make sure that we're crossing the T's, and no dev-ups. Guaranteed, at least. Pick 7 overall, they go with a tackle, they get a corner, and then they get a wide receiver. Lacking of athleticism, but as long as they're good players, I suppose it doesn't matter. It pains me, because I really want to move this guy to right tackle, but I can't. I'm not allowed to. I'm just not. We also have had injuries on this entire time, well, besides the first season, so whatever has happened, has happened. The Titans' quarterback situation is even worse. Kadarius Toney is now wide receiver 1 as well. And we look now at the defensive side of the ball, where they actually are pretty good. They've actually improved drastically, but that offense, they got Brian Branch as well. That offense, man, what are they doing? I mean, defense wins championships if your offense isn't dead last. You can't win championships with pure booty. Really good safety pickups, though, but offense is just lacking. And to no one's surprise, the Titans are even worse. They're 2-15. We're going to be changing the playbooks every 5 seasons, I think I've decided. Because, once again, the other teams, they don't get their playbooks just changed. They decide to change the coaching staff and all that. This team hasn't yet. I guess, to be fair, we're the owner, so, we have to decide that. It's very hard to follow anybody without, influence in it, because we're here, and I don't know if the team will get rid of their coaching staff if not. So, yeah, that is kind of on us to do. We'll change it every 5 seasons. I think that's fair. Maybe every 3 it should be, because that makes the most sense, right? Nowadays, you barely get 1 season coaching in the league, let alone 2 or 3. So, yeah, maybe after this season, we'll start doing 3. Every 3 seasons, we're going to change that playbook. if we suck. Of course, we're doing well, then makes no sense. Oh, here it is. This could be the turnaround. Number 1 overall, they get a 79 overall quarterback, Jeromepkr. Really good short, really good medium, solid throw power. This is the Andrew Luck build if I've ever seen it. That deep accuracy is a little low, but throw power, the athleticism is very equal to him. Dev of X Factor, Superstar, that's pretty good too. It's not bad. Also, we're operating at a negative $110 million deficit. That's probably not good. Christian Kidd, I don't think they need edge that bad, but I guess if they're not going to start that one normal dev and Landry's still here, maybe not bad. And then they get a fast running back. Other than that really slow tight end, this team actually had itself a really, really good draft. The question is, though, are they going to start most of these players? Obviously, we know the quarterback will, but anyone else? I don't know. And they are going to start McClure, not going to start Finch, but Spears is actually pretty good. Also, I just noticed Ladd McConkey's here. He's got to be pretty good. We're not that far into this. 93 overall McConkey. I don't know how they landed him, but that is a steal. Connerly's starting to develop a little bit. Defensively, Gibbons is a superstar, not that it really matters, but McCreary finally gets to the 2. This as an 85 overall team, this could be a team that makes the playoffs. I'd feel pretty confident with that. We're still going to be changing the playbook. I have no idea. Like, who do you think this team is? Like, I'm trying to think. Do we go Chargers because you got McConkey, and I kind of feel the quarterback's sort of like Herbert? Not really. I really don't know. Chargers? I'm going to try Chargers. 8-9, definitely better than what we've seen, but still not quite the playoffs. I was expecting it, honestly. Ritter? Is that 50 touchdown, 5,000-yard Ritter? McClure, new scheme, not looking too good there at all. Rushing, Spears was good, but not great. Receivers, McConkey, definitely the best we've seen. Blocking, Latham, better than 18 sacks, but still not quite what you'd want for where they took him. Williams been great, though. Simmons, great again. Interceptions, pretty low. Kicking, not great. Punting, good. Yearly awards, you have Mahomes winning it over Penix. I thought I saw Ritter way up there. Do you have a lot of picks thrown? Number 4 for the Giants. Imagine the Giants win a Super Bowl before this Titans team does, which, I mean, I guess is pretty possible, but still. And we do get best D-line. That's something. Nothing else, though. All right, pick 12 overall. They start to go a little bit on the defense. They also get a wide receiver in Josh Turner, offensive lineman. I mean, I guess maybe not. It's a pretty balanced draft. They just went defense in the first round. Turner's 6'4". He is normal dev, but 6'4". They got themselves a big body receiver to go with McConkey. I don't know if they're going to start him, though. That's the problem. And also, when you're only throwing 19 freaking touchdowns in a year with the Chargers scheme, I don't know if I feel great about that either. I thought this quarterback, honestly, with the worst scheme, should put up more than that. And this is what the team looks like for, I don't even know, is it year 5 now, I think? Hoffman's still not starting. What a waste. McClure, superstar dev, 87 overall. We actually have the XP sliders a little bit lower than normal. I have these about 10 maybe not 10%, but 10 points lower than normal, yet still went up a full, technically 8 overalls, because he started as a 79, got that 1 overall from the training camp. They're not starting Turner, but I mean, he's in the slot, so if he has a good year there, maybe he gets a Deva, who knows. Defensively, Williams is an X factor, Simmons is an X factor. Corners are definitely taking a hit, though, but Foster looks to be a really good player. Should be, based on overall alone, the number 1 corner as of next season, or very close to it, if not. 85 overall again. I don't know. With the same scheme, it might not be good enough. There's no way this team went 10-7, and it wasn't even good enough for the 8th seed. It was the 9th seed. The AFC is dominating, which is bad news for us. Well, bad news for the Titans, I suppose, because they miss at 10-7. They weren't even like a position away. They were 2 seeds away. McClure was better, but I really think that he and this team is kind of carrying that playbook. It's not the playbook carrying them, so hopefully a season from now, because we're going to give it one more go. Every 3 seasons we'll change it when the team's not doing well, which they're doing well technically, but they didn't make the playoffs. We will be changing that scheme. Jalen Hurts, the MVP of the league. Turner, they actually did use him enough to make him the Offensive Rookie of the Year. So like I said, could move up that list because of that. I mean, it's not the worst year we've seen. Sucks it's not the playoffs, but at least there's some progress being made. Wait, did we run out of money? I think we did. They're trying to force us to retire. Can we still, do the draft? I don't think we're going to be able to. Yeah, we literally have to retire. We ran out of money. Okay, we're going to have to... I don't know if we're even allowed to choose, a new character for the Titans. I guess we're going to have to just stick it out as a coach, because they're just nah, dude. You can't do that. I mean, they haven't gotten rid of the coach anyways because we have CPU coach firing on, but nothing else. Where it's going to be Brian Callahan. He's just going to... Who would have thought? The guy just got the greatest tenure of all time. He's going to be gone for 30 years, it seems. That's crazy work that we got freaking let go because we were operating at too much of a loss. Looking at the draft, though, this cornerback in the second round does not look great, but you never know. Maybe he's like a superstar. Maybe he's an X factor. Good lead block from Manning. I'd probably put him at guard. He is a better finesse blocker. That lead block is good, but yeah, his finesse blocking is better. Let's see, 68 overall. Normal dev, yeah, not so much. No, we do know in this case he is not a good draft pick. Middle linebacker looks pretty damn good, though. Type of guy that I would be drafting. 73 overall, 88 speeder. And because he's normal dev, definitely someone I'd be drafting. But at the same time, outside of man coverage, this is one of the most balanced players I've seen at the position in a while. Usually you have to find like a generational type. 74 block shed and 70 zone. With good hit power, he's fast. He's a really good player. Just unfortunately normal. Last season with the Chargers offensive playbook, Conquo goes to superstar, but it's a little bit too late for that. McClure is an 89 overall now. Turner, 81 overall star, like we talked about. There's a chance for him. Looks like the wide receiver room is going to be good for the next couple of years. They lose Simmons. Could have been a retirement situation. Foster moves up to 2. Williams is still the best defensive player, maybe the best player on this entire team. And 8-9 will be how the Chargers playbook run ends. Giants have Burrow. I don't know what it is with the Giants. They've got all the good QBs. This team better not let McClure go, though. I know he's not playing well right now, but that is probably mainly scheme-based, which we'll fix soon enough. But Williams in a 3-4, doesn't matter where he's playing, he's cooking. And then Mahoney, not bad. I like that name. I don't know why. Mahoney. This team has been the 32nd ranked offense like the entire sim so far. And as far as DevOps go, who would have thought? None. Well, none guaranteed. I consider the awards DevOps. I don't really care about the actual award, but the fact that the award gives you the DevOps. Pick 14 overall, and they're still going for pass rusher. They got Williams. He's been a killer hit ever since joining the team, but everyone else has been pretty average. Steele, 6'2", not a great draft. I mean, he's not bad. It's just he's 23 and he's normal. You know, that progression is already dampered pretty hard. And then you, of course, have the running back, which they didn't even use the last running back they had. But Zach Caldwell, prototypical size, very fast. He's a good player. He's in dev, but will they use him? That's the question. Finch, maybe they are starting him. Finch, it took him a while, but he's 24 years old. They're starting him finally. I don't know if they're going to re-sign him, but they actually have him out there. McConkey starting to regress a little bit. Turner, 84 overall. Hoffman finally starts. What do we have for defense? Oh, Simmons is... Wait, was he gone and then they brought him back? I don't even know. Middle linebacker Rose gets a start. Okay, there's a little bit of progress being made. The problem is they're wasting. So this is kind of why rebuilds go well for us after year 3 or 4, huh? Teams are just, they don't know what they're doing. They just don't. They're all over the place. For our future franchise, I'm going to probably go through every single season and make sure every team is starting who they should for the ultimate challenge. I do that, usually, but I usually don't do it until they're actually playing us. Going forward, I'm going to have to change every single team because this is ridiculous. Falcons offensive scheme, and we're still 6-11. This could be a complete disaster. McConkey's loving it, though. Oh, injury. I forgot. I was about to say, is he injured? And yes, he was. He actually did get injured. So this was a season filled with injury, unfortunately. McConkey, really good year. He did not have any injuries, I'll tell you that much. Pass rush, Michael Williams has been unbelievable. Simmons is back, and he is back in action. Yeah, I mean, outside of Williams, just really haven't seen much from the team. Obviously, an injury doesn't help, but even if McClure wasn't hurt, would that have really mattered? Probably not. Oh, this could be a goated player. 97 speed, 6 overall. Could be one of those tall ones. It's not. I was about to say, usually if you're that fast and that tall, they go in the top 2 picks. Usually number 1 every time, but yeah, we kind of expected that. Not a bad draft class, though. 25 now, Arkham City, now Rivals, now FC, now Rivals, now Arkham City, now 25 now. I don't even know what damn season we're in at this point. It doesn't really matter because once we win the Super Bowl, if we do, we can count it. We can count. But yeah, the team is sort of regressing. I can't really tell. It's hard to tell because we're losing some starters, but the team's overall is high, so I guess that's not how it works. Connerly, though, highest overall lineman already. Not bad. 5-12. This is starting to get a little pathetic. We're not even making the playoffs, let alone having really, really good years. These teams, they're like stuck in the mud. Don't even know who this is. Connerly might have got hurt. No, he had 981. Maybe he was playing guard or something like that. Williams has been amazing throughout, but no matter how many different scheme changes I play, 3-4 all of them, by the way, he's the only guy that performs, constantly. Obviously, Simmons had a moment, but outside of Simmons, it's really just been him. And, outside of Williams, it really is never going to be an award win either. Pick 2 overall, wide receiver Devontae Campbell. I suppose Ladd McConkey's getting older. He's a really solid wide receiver. Not the fastest, but definitely can get the job done. Kind of like a slightly slower Odunze, I suppose. Free safety Childers. Ezekiel Childers, another hidden dev. Drafting better than I would so far. Usually I'd have at least one normal in there by now. And then they have a tight end, 86 speed. Wyatt Farrell. Normal dev, unfortunately. I would have seen that guy as a hidden every day of the week if I saw those ratings, but unfortunately they don't get so lucky. Cornerback Tyreek Coleman kind of dropping down the bottom of the barrel here, but 3 really good starters. Final season with the Falcons playbook, at least I assume. I honestly don't remember exactly, but the team actually doesn't look kind of bad on offense, and then the offensive line disappears. So there's that. They're not even using Manning. This is, it's just so sad. It's so stupid, but once again, playing it by the rules is what every other team has. I literally changed my depth chart. I'm pretty sure that's at least, because I don't think the AIs can change positions. I'm pretty sure they can. I've seen it a lot of times where they're running the same kind of situation where you are, where they should be moving a guy outside linebacker, they should be moving a tackle to guard to tackle, whatever, just to get some utilization out of the players, and they don't. They just sit him as a backup. So pretty sure that's how it goes. 4-13 with this quarterback seems just wrong. Buffalo has Bryce Young. McClure has 10 seconds to get off my property. I'm sick of them. McConkey's still doing pretty well. Latham just giving up a bunch of sacks every single season. What is this team genuinely going to do when Michael Williams is gone? I can't even hate him. They made the right call. Michael has been unbelievable. He's like Hall of Famer. Caleb Williams, the MVP of the league. Maybe he's turning around for himself as well. But yeah, McConkey, award win. But Michael Williams is a really smart decision. Number 1 overall, apparently. I haven't seen Carter anywhere. Maybe he's... No, you wouldn't... I actually didn't see where he went. Where did he go? Either way, just another wasted season where we just do not have even a playoff berth. This might be a complete failure of even making the playoffs, let alone winning the Super Bowl. Pick 2 overall, it's just constantly nothing but edge rushers. Always edge rushers. Josh Salone, always 6'2" edge rushers. Well, they got a type... They've never done well, but maybe this is the first one. Who knows? I think we're on season 10 now. We're going to just rock the Packers offense and the Steelers defense. We're going to, after year 10 starts, we're going to go meta playbook and see what happens. Because honestly, at this trajectory, I can't believe Campbell's sitting at number 3 as a superstar, 23-year-old. That's crazy. At this trajectory, it seems like we're never even making the playoffs, let alone a Super Bowl. I want to see some playoff success. I want to see something. And then defensively, 83 over. This team is really just regressing as well. They have 1 good lineman left, and even he's only an 87 overall, giving up 1 million sacks a year. Even with the Packers game, the team goes 7-10. Maybe McClure's ass. Have we actually stopped to think that maybe McClure is the buns? Because I have not seen anything from him. Ooh, look at this. We've had the Steelers defense on for a couple seasons now. Finally, seeing something from the outside. I like it. Don't think we would have won any awards, but hey, there's progress. But I said that a couple seasons ago, and it progressed us nowhere. McDermott, we still have not made the playoffs, let alone anything further. Pick 8 overall, and they got some pretty mid picks. Another running back, I love it. Finally go O-line, though, but they need more. I would be drafting a full offensive line at this point. Honestly, I'm not going to say it, but I guess I am going to say it. It actually does not surprise me that we win as many Super Bowls as we do. Any given Sunday and, a 5-year gap is really small because a lot of the teams that are good in real life, they're going to keep most of those players within those 5 years. But with the way at least the Titans, maybe they're just an outlier and every other team's better. The way the Titans are managing their team, yeah, it is not surprising. Because, these are some pretty booty teams. Here's what the team looks like. Turner's looking pretty good, but, they're still wasting Campbell. Quarterback, running back, Hoffman even is a really good overall, despite the fact that, of course, he has been sitting for so long. Gore is the starting left tackle as Latham's gone. McDermott's an X factor. Brian Branch has regressed dramatically. You got Williams still looking good, McDermott looking good, but a lot of holes on this team. Still an 85 overall, which is competible or comparable with other teams. I guess it's competitive with other teams, I should say. Hey, 13-4. We're cooking. I was like, oh, another season, another playoff season wasted. No, they're in. This could be it. This could be it. I kind of, in a way, am hoping it's not it, because then I'd be like, well, there he goes, using the playbooks, just like a rebuild. But at the same time, at this rate, the team was not doing anything. They really weren't. But it's not the first season we used the Packers playbook, so it is what it is. Defensively, Steelers were, 3 or 4 years, and we really didn't put up any numbers. And oh, wow. Mevis, our Saints kicker, by the way, killed it. Mevis, one of the two. McDermott, not really that good. Yearly awards, Schneider, I don't know what it is with the Giants. They are like literally the quarterback goats somehow, but they are. Also, Green has been amazing. We got to get Green in one of these rebuilds. He goes like late-ish first. It seems like he's worthwhile, let me tell you. If we get to the Super Bowl, we'll go in and sim. But if not, we're just going to sim like normal. We're just going to sim it. Whatever happens, happens. The Broncos. And they lose first game. So there you go. So, you can use the playbooks. Oh, it's the best way to win the game. It's the only way. Well, yeah. Did we win a Super Bowl? No. Okay, I don't think anyone's ever either talked like that besides me or even said anything like that. But, I've seen things on other people's videos about, whatever happens in theirs. And it's like, well, what do you want these guys to do? What do you want us to do? Should we all just use the worst teams and have the worst playbooks and never win a Super Bowl because the game is so based on playbooks, as the Rams are taking on the Steelers? I'm just defending the boys out here. Even though, ironically, like 90% of you also change your playbooks. I always hear about, I've had good luck with, good success with this playbook or that playbook. It's most of you guys are pretty knowledgeable and understand what, how it works. No DevOps on offense, which is a little surprising. Defensively, maybe the middle linebackers. Rose is an 89, mind you. Don't know how that happened, but Sweets. The guy's really good, dude. Is that Field General doing that? Because I'm pretty sure Field General gives you a good, base across. You just don't get the man coverage with it. You get a little bit, but you just don't get as much. Pick 28 overall. This is actually one of their best drafts they've had. A wide receiver, a corner, a guard, and another cornerback. They definitely need the O-line. I don't know why these teams are so scared of just going crazy on the O-line. That's what the Buccaneers did with Tom Brady when he joined them. They went hard. Got 2 really good proven linemen. They got freaking Wirfs. I mean, they went hard. You need a lineman? Get him. What are you waiting for? Another year, 86 overall. Might be the highest we've seen this team get. I still can't believe they're wasting freaking Campbell. I get it. The wide receiver 2 is that 97 speeder, but guys superstar dev could have been in the 90s by now if they started him. But like we talked about before, we gotta let it play. How old is McDermott? 32. Man, he just doesn't seem like an old person, but he is. They need another outside linebacker, I guess. Sloan, Kidd. I mean, you got to get some youthful players in here. Yet they just continuously start the old veterans. Where is that day one starter tag that's supposed to push them up the list? Playoffs again. Really good season again. Just not quite the bye week. Number 2 overall for the AFC side. Finch has been great, but he's also aging up there as well. 32 touchdowns, 6 picks, 4,000 yards. Finch has got to be, he's 8 years in the league. Technically his 9th. I mean, this is probably his last year of being that guy. Campbell also had the best season on the team as a receiver. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that guy could be good? McDermott's still been good. Interceptions at 2. Campbell, good kicking. Kickers have been pretty good for this Tennessee team. Top 10 offense. Still nowhere near MVP. Number 7, Schneider wins MVP again. And Finch, good stuff there. A lot of the same names, though, right? I mean, you can see Caver has been in the top of the list every single time. And was that also Turner? No, it wasn't Turner. Thought it was our Turner, but it was someone else. But here it is. Another chance at ending it here. Setting the benchmark if this becomes a series, as they do beat the Ravens, taking on the Patriots now. A little bit of history here. The team, this Titans team, which won here, was the one that basically sent Brady away. We talked about it here and there every once in a while, but, if Tom Brady wins that game against the Titans, maybe even wins another one, or maybe even that's enough. Is it enough to keep Tom in New England? They would have shown enough. Okay, he's carrying that roster. Deplenished wide receiver room, but has he shown enough? Was it enough for the team to go as far enough to keep him there? Obviously, losing that Titans game was such a disaster, devastating that it basically drove them away. But here we are, Broncos. You win this game and you're in the Super Bowl. And I think they did, right? I imagine they did. All right, for all the marbles, the Vikings, I think it showed. It could be all over right here, right now. Obviously, we're going to go in because, well, we haven't seen a Super Bowl for this team. But what did the Vikings team do? Beat the Bears by 11, beat the Panthers by quite a bit, 14, and then beat the Buccaneers by 5. Speaking of the Buccaneers, a little bit of a tie. Triangulation there. Here it is, 88 overall to their 88 overall. They're a better defense. We're a better offense. I would take that trade. I mean, even though it seems like the playoffs, I don't know if teams are just too conservative, but the good defense teams in the playoffs usually do win. It's kind of crazy. It's like once the playoffs hit, defenses do truly win championships. But for all the marbles, could it be over here? I don't even know what season this is. We'd have to look at it. Not even sure what year. I think we're about 13 in. About 13. 7-3, Vikings on top. Titans drive down, they get nothing. Minnesota wins a touchdown there, or field goal there. It's a 10-point game into the fourth. It's a 7-point game. We can't play any factor. 16 all. And I don't know whose ball this is. It is theirs. It looks like the Vikings are going to win, and they'll go to overtime. Maybe not. 3rd and 15, 4th and 11. From the 8, the Vikings moving the ball. They get a huge first down. They will get another huge first down. They lose 9. They get a first down. Is this going back and forth? And that will probably do it. As, yes, the Minnesota Vikings win the Super Bowl 22-16 over the Tennessee Titans. The sim continues on. Damn. As McClure did throw an interception. Might have been the big difference in this one. And this team is kind of resetting as Finch is going to be gone. Williams not too far behind, right? 11 years in the league, technically 12. The kicker had a kick missed, or blocked, I should say. That, that was a wasted opportunity. Had a pick, missed the kick. That's clearly enough to make up for, 6 points? Could definitely make up 6 points with a missed field goal and a pick. I mean, make the field goal, kick a field goal instead of throwing a pick. There you go. There you have it. Instead, we are headed on to year 12, 13. I think this was season 12. We're headed on to 13. So almost halfway through the max possible sims. Pick 31, they go with another edge rusher. Everyone else is pretty average, though. This guy could have hidden, though. And he does. Roy Keenan could be the future of this linebacking unit. And then, of course, 79 speed outside linebacker. See a million of these guys. And a lot of them are normal. So you get that really high base power move and block shed. It's like for the short-sighted, but most of us aren't short-sighted. Most of us prefer the fast guy, prefer the young. I mean, this guy's young at 21, but prefer the fast guy because you see the bigger picture, right? If you got speed, you really don't need much more. Right? You got the speed. You're going to have okay athleticism or pass rush moves. Can't really upgrade athleticism, so I'm going to go for the best player almost every single time, but at the same time, I will prefer the speed if they're pretty equal. Finch is an X factor, but he is now an 85 overall. I have the regression sliders for running back down to 50%. I have had the age regression at 29, 28 through 30 down 10% respectively. So, 10% at, 28. Well, 90% at 28, 80%, so on and so forth. Campbell ends up with the number 1 wide receiver on this team. This receiver room is actually not bad. It's just the offensive line's kind of lackluster. Then Williams has been so good for so long that, he's probably going to retire as a 90-plus overall. 7-10. Unfortunately, we're missing the playoffs. Really good run, and then seems like that's gone. And then once again, McClure, he's not getting any younger. So once he's gone, this team might be right back in the freaking shadow realm. Once again, say what you want about those playbooks, but have we won a Super Bowl yet? Because I don't think so. Who is this? Brandon Butler. 81 overall. It's taken a long time for him to come around, but it seems like he has finally made it. Don't know what took him so long, but hey, we'll take it. Might have been a new acquisition from us as well. Schneider almost won another MVP, but it goes to McAllister. Devin McAllister, similar brother of Kevin, if you will. Any sort of award wins. There you go. Roy Keenan, the best defensive rookie of the year. Talked about him. He had a chance, and there he goes. That's why you start those rookie linebackers, man. It's always edge rusher in the first round. Pick 11, Jabari Blake. At least this guy's hidden. Normally the normal pass rushers in the first round. Although it's ironic because you had Butler, who had a really good year, unless they let him go already. And then Borden, normal dev. Not sure what you're getting out of that, but he's not a bad player. Team's still allergic to getting guards. Who the hell is this? Williams. 25-year-old superstar lineman, but he has no power blocking, so he really shouldn't be a guard. Not using him, though. I mean, he's better than this center, but hey, they're smarter than us, obviously. That's why it's taken him over 13 years to win a Super Bowl. But sure, Finch still the starting running back. I get it. You don't want to let, your long-time success story go, but they should have, let's be honest. And then Keenan might have already been an X Factor. He was. I think they drafted a 69 overall X Factor. That is pretty impressive. Like I said, you can't rule him out, which is why I should bring up that defensive tackle. He's 70 overall, but he is hidden dev, so maybe he's an X Factor too. Corners look good. They're all, I think, young. And then once again, that edge is still kind of iffy. Carswell, he's young. It seems like they have young corners. Good. 7-10 again. Things are so sad. It's just, we're wasting McClure. McClure is wasting us, to be fair, as well, because he could play better. I'm not ungrateful, but he could play better. Sack totals, Michael Williams, we got to see. We got to take a look at his career numbers. He's got to be right up there with the greatest to ever do it, right? He's got to be over 200. 204, nice. One of the greatest to ever do it. Don't think he'll be the greatest because, some other guys that probably passed him up, where are they? 247, 800, so that's ridiculous. But still, one of the greatest to ever do it, obviously, and it's also kind of crazy to see all these guys with the long-time unbreakable records, it seems. Pick 11 overall. I mean, they go running back in the second round. This guy is horrible, though. What do you see in this? They think he's the next Braylon Allen, I suppose? I mean, he's so slow. I mean, the problem is he's not Braylon Allen because he's 3 years in the league, whereas Braylon Allen would have been 20. So yeah, I don't know. I don't get that one at all, but at least they got a good corner. This is their worst draft by far, though. It's not even close. It really isn't. McClure has regressed hard. He is now, if it wants to load, 92 overall. Yikes. Campbell, 90 overall. Imagine what it could have been if he actually started right away. He's still only 28 years old, but he spent 4 or 5 years on the bench. The best he got was the slot every once in a while. Hoffman's regressed as well, and we're now moving on to the defensive side where, as I expected, Michael Williams is gone. I mean, it's awesome they signed him and kept him as long as they did, and then, he finally just straight up retired on him. But, unfortunately, he's gone. So this pass rush unit has just taken the biggest step back you could ever ask for. The best sacker in Tennessee history is now gone. Could be one of the last seasons we see Mr. McClure at the top of the world. He's in the playoffs now, 10-7, but, he's not looking so hot anymore. I wouldn't even say on top of the world because he's been good, not great, right? He's never even been in the top 5 for MVP, I don't believe. Butler trying to take up the mantle for Michael Williams. Did he even get to start, Ev? Of course he didn't, because he is what they are. Foot fracture as well. Remember, we have had injuries on this entire time, so don't want to hear any of that, you should have put injuries on, because we did. We did. So everyone that's doing well, winning games, Schneider, number 2 MVP. This guy could be the greatest MVP of all time if he didn't lose the last 2 by just a sliver. But, everybody is playing through injuries, and every team is dealing with the unknown with that kind of stuff. And here we are. We have the Ravens. Beat them once. They are a better team. They're at home this time, though. Will we win? We do. All right. Taking on the Bills now. An even tougher team to beat in Sim. I don't feel great about this one. And we do win. All right. The championship round against the Texans. Really good team as well. And I don't actually know if this team won. Nope. Contract extended. Damn. Very close call to making another Super Bowl. It just didn't happen. As you can see here, we lose to the Titans. The Texans, anyways, of all teams. The division rival Texans. Copeland threw 3 picks, and we still lost. That is unforgivable. That's tough. 74 overall, Javonte Felton, and a free safety, Brockers. Once again, needing those guards pretty badly, so good to see them actually address one of their problems. Squad's looking pretty depleted. I think those 2 Super Bowl chances they had, or the close call Super Bowl chances last season showed, might be it. I really do believe that. And Spellman was a superstar. We were just talking about it. He was very good. Just not getting a start as per usual with these things. Man, this really opened my eyes to how bad it is, right? How is the EA not automatically subbing Spellman in at left end here? I'll never know. But yeah, every single rebuild now, or not rebuild, I'm not going to do it for every rebuild, but every franchise that we're actually playing in, I'm going to have to change every team's players to the right position because this is just stupid. 6 and 11, like we talked about already, we kind of expected it to just drop off completely. McClure's, vastly regressed, and unfortunately the team is headed towards an turnaroundable spiral. I don't even know what the word would be. Inevitable, I guess, spiral. This team is going to have to reset. They're going to have to get another one of those QBs. Maybe not pick one overall, but definitely another one of those top 5, top 10 type QBs and do it again. So far, they've not shown enough as of late. I think it's too little too late. I think McClure is, that was probably his last season as a truly good player. Now he's backup level pretty much. Pick 7 overall. They go left end, but they also do go quarterback. 71 overall, Jason Springs. Very mid. This is like one of the worst pick 7 overalls I've ever seen. The guy has to be minimum superstar to change that fact, and yeah, he's not. He is very average. He's got star dev, but outside of that, that's a guy I would see in the 5th round at best. I mean, he's also even got the lack of speed that a 5th rounder would have. This quarterback, on the other hand, maybe we make the argument this was actually truly their 1st round pick, and the edge was or left end was the 2nd round pick. Okay, I can live with that. This quarterback's good. He's a 1st round caliber guy for sure. But yeah, not great there at pick 7 in the 1st. Then you have Dowling, the tight end, could be the replacement for Hoffman. So maybe they have a future plan after all. McClure, 83 overall, still going to be the starter here. And then you look over at wide receiver. Campbell's still really good, despite the fact that, once again, they wasted his opportunities. Not sure why the hell I'm looking at it like this. We've done it one way the entire time. Why have I decided to change that? I don't know. I guess I was best available, the best reorder by best overall, and just didn't back out of there. Waddell, okay, they got another wide receiver as well, which is pretty good. Just start that rookie quarterback, and I can live with it. Middle linebackers are great. Sloan, not bad. Spellman finally gets to start as well. Sloan's freaking 29, though, so it took so long for them to give him a chance. Yeah, it's going to take a miracle to even make the playoffs at this rate. 7 and 10, still missing the playoffs. Once again, just kind of waiting it on until they start this other quarterback. McClure was pretty good, but the run game was horrible. Waddell, looking good. 17 touchdowns. Could get Rookie of the Year with that, which, if he's not already superstar, which he might be, could be a superstar dev coming his way. Kickers, who cares? We didn't win. Doesn't matter. Rookie of the Year, Waddell and Springs. Okay, good draft class. If only they would have started the quarterback, but hey, we'll take many wins. 77 overall, pick 11 overall. Got a couple of those types of 74 overalls, which is pretty good. Jeremy Keys, defensive tackle. I mean, based on what I've seen, I don't even know if they need defensive tackle, maybe a right end, but yeah, I'm not really sure I understand that draft pick. And then, of course, you have Troy Crosby, normal dev. Very balanced back, but unfortunately only normal. But you could definitely use him. Definitely has, I can see the vision, right? I can see the vision. Then they go center. It's the first center they've taken in the first 3 rounds I've seen this entire rebuild. So, call it rebuild, but this sim. And, it's definitely much needed. Here we are. I don't even know what season it is now. 18, maybe? Waddell is now the number 1 wide receiver. Burrell, a lot of L's on this team, just like our win column. And McClure, same overall, but they're going to give the nod to him, which is, I would do the same. The center also starts. Sloan's an X factor. They need a new Cropper right outside linebacker. It's not a bad-looking squad, though. And then who the hell is this? 22-year-old X factor, Jalen Knighton. Potential, if only they started him. Looks like a okay slot. He is pretty slow, but high overall. Could be halfway decent. 5 and 12. It's getting worse, but at least this team is starting some of the youthful players now. Say what you want about those playbooks, but it hasn't gotten us anything just yet so far. Pass rush, 12.5 for Sloan, 11.5 for Spellman. Picks, clean. I don't care about special teamers. I really don't. It's just, they can't really do much that the rest of the team doesn't want to do it for themselves. Snyder, MVP. Don't want to go to the NFC side. Schneider is just killing it. I wonder how many MVPs he actually has at this rate. I'm going to actually look. He has at least 3. I want to see if he has more. He's also 34 years old, so he is absolutely getting up there. I should say Big Ben, not Snyder. MVP, where is it? 2 2. He's definitely had 2 before now, and then he just had one this season, no? Oh, yeah, you can see here it's only showing those 2. So 3 MVPs. Could have had 5 if it wasn't for being second place twice. Pick 7 overall, right tackle, free safety, middle linebacker. Here is the squad. Campbell's obviously needing a replacement. Patton Wood even is 76 overall, 23 years old. I mean, they got themselves a guy that might be long-term. They do. Quarterback obviously looks pretty good already, 85 overall. They reset pretty well at quarterback. I'll give them that. And the offensive line looks really good all of a sudden. Okay, this offense actually looks pretty promising. Defense has got a couple of names in there. Maybe a little bit more on that left outside linebacker, maybe edge spot. But this is actually a pretty good team. If the running back doesn't hold this team back too far, I see playoffs minimum. Maybe a run. We'll see. And here we are, 11-6. I'm worried, though. Is this 11-6 bye week, or is this 11-6 still going to make the playoffs? It is 11-6 bye week. Let's go. I was a little worried for a moment because 11 wins with the first round bye. The first seed is a little unexpected, yet it was good enough. I said there was a chance at a run. There was. I was starting to think I was looking at the overall. I was like, oh, maybe not actually. But no, it was. Burrell, 28 touchdowns, 9 picks, 4,100 yards. Patton was horrible. We just talked about how as long as the tight end or the running back doesn't hold this team back, yet that's exactly what he tried to do. Tight ends, I have never seen 2 tight ends play this much together. That sounds sus, but one of them must have been playing wide receiver, right? Best overall. That's how thin this team is, maybe. Pass rush, really good stuff. 3 double-digiters, 5 interceptions only. Kicking, not bad for the volume. Punting, good. 50 plus. It's always what we aim for. Yearly awards, MVP goes to Snyder, but not the Giant Snyder. Number 6 for Giant Snyder. Been kind of following him a little bit too as far as the awards go. Unfortunately, not going to win one, but we're in the playoffs. We have the first round bye, so we're automatically in the divisional round. Is this the season? What season is this? Like 17, 18? I don't even know. 18 probably? I just skipped too far. Well, there's that. We'll see if we're even in there. And, wow, we lost to the Patriots. Damn! The Brady revenge. Let's take a look at the playoffs. I meant to, I'm just so used to us not, making the playoffs that I just went straight to the Super Bowl thinking, no, let's go to the Super Bowl. Oliver was unbelievable. Burrell was actually pretty good. It's just Oliver was better. And they scored more touchdowns. That's obviously the big difference in this one, unfortunately. Pass rush pretty lackluster, or not even existent, if you will, as we have another season with potential thrown away. Pick 28, they get a safety that looks good. I don't know about the wide receivers, though. Westerman. I don't know. I don't think this is a good draft again. Alrighty, wide receiver still not looking good, but Patton, he had a great glow up despite having a terrible year. I don't really care how he gets there. I just want them to be good. And then middle linebacker 2, easily. Who's this guy? 23 years old. This team loves their middle linebackers. I'll tell you what, that is one position they have not had a bad run at this entire thing so far. Oh, another shot, 13-4. Could it be the year? Once again, showing you the team stuff here. I mean, I don't technically have a horse in the race. I guess sort of I do. I want this team to win a Super Bowl at some point. But it might never happen. It might. If it doesn't happen, so be it. Patton's still kind of letting the team down. Wide receivers, I really don't see this as a team that has good enough receivers. I mean, you got one really good one. You got a couple of tight ends. I mean, it's actually kind of feeling like the Patriots of old, if you will, when they had 2 really good tight ends. I think Gronk and... God, what was the other guy's name? Anyways, Westerman wins Rookie of the Year, so maybe they will soon have one of those really good units. But a bye week, nonetheless, a chance again. Who are they taking on? They are taking on the Jets. 3 games, lose the first one. Never mind. I don't know. I don't know if I can believe this team's going to get it. Got to remember, it's not easy winning a Super Bowl, but the fact that we're not even beating teams anymore is not a good sign. Got a bye week 2 times in a row and just lose right away. I mean, there would be some firings, I'll tell you that much. 77 overall, Branch, strong safety Shaw, DBs going hard. Looking pretty good, even though he's normal dev. Westerman, 78 overall, he is actually developing. Dowling, 26 years old, X Factor, looks great. Offense, I mean, they have enough firepower again. How's the offensive line looking? Yeah, I mean, they definitely have a good enough offense, without a doubt. Defense... Sloan, yeah, they've been really struggling to get that edge going, but it's a good squad across the board, so I mean, they just need an edge rusher, which this guy technically is. Once again, I can't play it. I can't move him over there on my own. Pretty good looking roster. 90 overall could be the year. You never know. It's higher than most, right? 86 overall Seahawks. 86, 87 is probably the average. 10-7, not quite that bye week, but you know what? Maybe that's the best thing for us. Maybe we're not meant to have that bye week, to have that rest. Maybe that's when the players are just getting rusty. Patton's starting to get better, but you know, the receiving numbers, the offense itself didn't really play up to its standard. Pass rush, Springs and Spellman were great, but everyone else was pretty mediocre. Kicking, really good. Punting, pretty good as well. As far as the awards, don't expect much, but Cade Oliver, I got to take a look at this guy as well. This Cade Oliver guy, man. Branch, nice. Got Rookie of the Year. Cade Oliver, who, the Patriots, I think it is. He is a quarterback. Let's take a look at his numbers. 30 years old. I feel like he's been in the league for like 40 straight years. What's his award looking like? A couple Pro Bowls. He won MVP once. Best quarterback. Pretty good couple of things. Why not? Here we are against the Chiefs of all teams. Would assume Mahomes is long gone, so we're not facing him. We're facing someone else. And it doesn't matter, as again, we can't get a win in the playoffs for the last half decade. We've just been getting stomped on. As their quarterback is Corcoran. I mean, cool name, dude, I guess, but yeah, another nothing burger. I don't even know what I just said. Center, free safety, guard. I like the focus on the O-line. I do. Team has Dowling as the number 4 wide receiver because they just don't have anyone better than him. That's why he, put up the numbers he did. Because Pritchett, he's a really good, tight end, but he just passed him up because he got to play the slot as a tight end. This is, your Brock Bowers type without the speed, which I don't really know why this guy's such a high overall wide receiver, but he is. But the team still looks really good. It's a 90 overall, and they're young enough at some of the positions, just edge. That's really the big problem. With an edge like this, I don't think you would ever come close to winning a Super Bowl. I feel like you have that. Well, I guess some teams in the past that have that interior that carries the edge. So maybe, because this team does have a good interior. But yeah, you would definitely want at least one good edge rusher. But this team doesn't have it anymore. Hey, 10-7, back in the playoffs. As long as we're in the conversation, there's always a chance. I just want to see a playoff win. It's been a while since we've seen one of those. Patton has a little bit of a regression moment. Speaking of Bowers, we actually have a guy literally named Bowers. Sacks, definitely down, but still, an okay amount as a total, as a group. Ferguson, not super great. Reeves, pretty good. Trying to think of who would have won an award. Probably no one. Oliver, we just looked at him. He won another MVP. And yeah, like we expected, nobody winning an award, but maybe we win the ultimate award. Have the ultimate reward, but it's the Patriots. We've been having a little bit of a scuffle with them, and they usually win it, and they're going to continue winning it as we lose to them again. This series is going to piss me off if this becomes a series, I'll tell you that much. It is going to hurt me. Damn MVP of the league, dude. Left outside linebacker, okay, they're starting to approach that edge again. They were doing it so many times, and then they just stopped. The guy's pretty good, just unfortunately normal dev. 90 overall still. Team still looks great. Let's take a look at Waddell, who is a pretty long shot type of receiver, yet here he is, basically maxed out everything. This is not the type of receiver that I would be expecting to be great. 5'11", 212 is pretty big, but 5'11", only 90 speed, but he ends up with really good juke move, and, he's really good. That short route's a little iffy, but basically 99 in every other rating you can have. Which is just ridiculous. He is, that's a clean-looking player card, I'll be honest. Branch, the rookie corner, he's already super high dev. Well, he was a rookie, obviously, but super high dev, superstar dev. All right, 90 overall. The door's still open. Like I said, the average got to be 86, 87. Yeah, here we are, still holding a 90. And the playoff run is over, 8-9, unfortunately, as Burrell actually has a pretty good year again. It's just didn't make it. We were on the edge of missing the playoffs for how many years, and we finally, instead of getting that slight nod in, we get the slight nod out, unfortunately. But it's still not over because the team is still good, but definitely a little bit of a setback. Haven't won a playoff game despite being there a bunch of times. Impossible to win one now, as once again, we're physically not in there. And we're, of course, kind of running out of time. 2047, this is year 21, 22, maybe 23, 22, 23. I don't know why I struggle so much with the years, starting point to not. Because I think technically the starting point is 2024. So that would have been 23 years, 24. I'm not even going to try to pretend. I'll figure it out if it matters. You know, if we actually win a Super Bowl, then I'll figure it out. Just know it's been a long time. Draft recap, John Vincent, left tackle, 75 overall. They got to go a little harder at wide receiver, though. I know you got Westerman. Oh, my Lord, he's a normal dev. This is hands down the worst draft they've had, without it. I mean, this is pick 14, and you're drafting like this. Act like you've been there, you know? These picks are horrible. Unbelievable. Danny Sermon, another normal dev. A 5'9", 23-year-old with normal dev. That's painful. Maybe I'm just used to us drafting so well, because when I see these, other than, you know, Cooper here, it pains me. It feels like just another wasted draft, wasted opportunity. The team's 90 overall. Go out and do something to make them good enough to win a Super Bowl, win a playoff game even. But no, they're just regressing to this point, wasting more opportunities. Patton now into the 90s, but the offensive line has taken a little bit of a hit, unfortunately. Wide receiver is pretty good. Obviously, Burrell is still pretty good. Can't be much older than like 28, right? Yeah, 28 on the nose. Damn good. He's really good. But he hasn't really put up those kind of numbers. Don't even know if we still have the Packers scheme on, but I imagine we do. Defensively, still lacking on the edge, but you got Holiday, I suppose, and then corner 2. What are we doing? You know, what are we actually doing here? But you know, let's actually take a look at that team scheme, see what we got going on for ourselves. Should be the same, though, and it is. 8-9, I mean, it's a good team, yet just couldn't get back in the playoffs. We're on a little bit of a downturn, a little bit of a bad run. What is this, though? 90 overall running back, and he doesn't even put up barely over half of 1,000 yards. That is just horrendous. Packers scheme, maybe not what it used to be, but that's my baseline. I mean, I have went with, and it's not because I'm a Packers fan or anything like that. I don't care. It could be the freaking Chicago Bears scheme. I feel like the Packers are a very good benchmark. Gonna get good rushing numbers, gonna get good passing numbers. The receiver's gonna do well. Defensively, Steelers, I think, are the most consistent 3-4. I don't feel great about them all the time, but like I said, the most consistent 3-4. There's so many other ones that are just up and down. But yeah, it's not working right now, I'll tell you that much. Oh, this is the kind of draft I'm talking about. They got a good corner, good DT. They're going hard on the defense. Don't know if that's the side that's bad, because it feels like the running game is really holding them back. But based on just like the way the team looks, I would agree that it is the defense that's the problem. But once again, I don't know if that's actually in action the problem or not. Oh no, they've lost their number one wide receiver, Waddell. We really haven't seen that. You know, the guys that this team has been losing is O-line and pass rushers, which I don't know if I agree with the pass rusher department, but wide receiver, yeah, I wouldn't be losing that. O-line, though, I get it. That's the position you want to lose in these types of situations, but yeah, corner. So they're losing corner and O-line pretty consistently, but yeah, this time they actually lose their best wide receiver. I think this might end up with 0. I mean, it might actually be a 0 Super Bowl situation. 8-9, it's the same old. Burrell's been pretty good, but once again, the rest of the team, I don't know what Patton's doing. Like, he's like 29 now, but he's just been terrible the last 2 seasons. His best year yet, overall-wise, and yet finally gets to that, and he's just struggling. Under 4 yards per carry by a lot. It's not even close. 3.8, 3.9, I can argue, okay, well, maybe just had a bad year. But 3.4 to 3.6 range, yeah, you were just bad. Pick 13 overall, they go wide receiver. They really haven't been doing wide receiver in the draft. It's been, you know, defense and O-linemen, but, you know, every once in a while they come along with a wide receiver pick, and it's usually pretty good. This could be the next line of that. Offensive line's actually back intact. The center to right guard, right tackle positions all really high overall. Left guard, left tackle, not bad. Then they do need a new running back. That's the one position they've really been struggling at. Wide receivers, skill positions, tight end, they're actually not terrible. Obviously, quarterback's still good. Defensively, they need edge, DT, interior's kind of looking bad. Corner's not the best. It's an okay defense. It's a pretty good offense. We're an 87 overall. Yeah, 93 to 83, 92 to 83. That's how I would do it, though. I don't care whether once again, defense wins championships. Offense, man, put up them points. Damn, it's getting even worse. 5-12. The division's great outside of us. Of course, we had to be in the toughest division all of a sudden. But Burrell, I mean, he's good. Just not really much support, especially in that run game. Wide receivers, fair enough. Blocking tackles, left guard was terrible. Hey, Springs, 21.5 sacks. Problem is he's, kind of on his last legs as well. Sort of. He's getting up there. Copeland wins MVP. Springs, Defensive Player of the Year. Pretty sure Springs already an X Factor, though, right? Best D-line as well, but yeah, missed the playoffs again. There's these, long, sprees of just missing the postseason. Pick 3 overall, a tackle, free safety, and a tight end. I don't hate the lineman. Maybe need a left tackle more, but I guess if he's listed at right tackle, you just move him over to left. I would imagine with those kind of finesse ratings, he should be fine. Still could use a running back. It's been a while since they've done something like that. I would just go straight into free agency if there's anybody there, but probably wouldn't be. When the hell did they get Griffith? The 75 overall tight end? Okay, I mean, I didn't even see that on the list. I've just blanked it out because of the position, I guess. But yeah, they got some good receivers still. O-line's still great. Running back is just absolutely dragging this team down. But is a bad running back, a bad running game that important, that detrimental, if you will, to drag this team all the way to 5-12? I don't think so, right? Damn, 13-4, but somehow not the number 1 seed. The Jets are unbelievable, apparently. See if Burrell had himself an MVP type year. I mean, I would say so. I don't think he's going to win it, but that's a great year. Patton, barely over 3 yards per carry. You need a new running back. Please, I need to manifest this into their heads. Left tackle was actually really good. 6 sacks allowed for a left tackle in Madden sim is basically them owing on offensive lineman sacks in real life. It's basically 0. Pass rush, Springs is, taking over that Michael Williams role. Bright, 6 interceptions. Definitely the bright spot. 80% for the kicker. Punter was great. Who didn't expect me to make a bright pun? Who didn't? I also got to see this Copeland guy. Hopefully we can take a look at it right after we win a Super Bowl here. But this guy's won some MVPs. We have to go against him, dude. Again, MVP quarterback. Gonna lose? We win? Okay, well, while we're, the topic's still hot, let's take a look at this guy. I'm curious. So what is Burrell, actually? 320, 88, pretty good. Copeland, 528, 97 interceptions only. Let's take a look at the MVP total. He has won the best quarterback a lot. MVP 4 times. 4 times. Are we in 51, actually, though? That might be 5 times. If this is year 2051, which it should be, he might have actually had 5 freaking MVPs. That's crazy. As we're taking on the Browns here. Come on. Hey, there's a chance. The Jets. Back to the Super Bowl if we win this game. Do it. Did we? We did! I mean, this is right at the end of this thing. I mean, this is buzzer beater material. Here it is for all the marbles. Can the Titans do it? Going back in. Let's take a look at the full game. Come on, Tennessee. Starting off strong. Do the Saints. 7-0. It's not looking good at all. This team's going to lose. 10-0. Huge touchdown. The defense is doing everything it can there. 14-10. Okay, I mean, there's a chance. 12. We gave him a freaking safety. It's over. The offense they're just doing nothing. Couple of tries, just unfortunately not going to happen. Although they're moving. Got to get the 2-point. They don't go for it, actually. I guess it is smart not to. Want to give your guys the best morale chance possible. 3rd and 1, you'll never see a stop in the world. And we have now seen the Titans lose 2 Super Bowls, unfortunately. That's cool to see them make it, but yet again, just falling short. 31 overall, they take a linebacker. I don't know, it's actually outside line. I thought it was a middle linebacker, but I was going to say, I wouldn't hate that. I mean, you pretty much, when you're drafting the last 5 to 10 slots, basically nothing is off the limits. You just take whoever you want, but I wouldn't have hated that, but still good outside linebacker. Even better than middle linebacker, turned out. Safety, a little slower, but really good hit power and zone coverage. We're nearing the end of this thing, and the roster's looking like it's nearing the end. Burrell, 92 overall, finally gets a superstar dev, but it's a little too late for that, in my opinion. He's probably going to go out in the sunset in this thing when the league technically ceases to exist. 6-11. It's Jover. It's Jover. It's simply Jover. We could really just sim. Why is the run game so bad here? Burrell, who's not even fast, had a better yards per carry, which, I mean, is expected in fairness, but almost similar yards as the starting running back. Vincent was horrible. Pass rush is non-existent. Like I said, I mean, you could literally just sim this thing. I'm not even going to look at the awards. Who gives a damn, to be honest? I do believe this to be the final season. Why would you end it any other way than how you started it with yet another pass rusher? I genuinely don't know where these guys are going. The team drafts a pass rusher. They draft another pass rusher. They draft another one. They draft another 4 of them. And I almost never see them do anything. I never see them start. I never see them do anything. I just don't know what they're doing. And here it is, like I said, probably the final season, 87 overall. This team has been to 2 Super Bowls, 2 super close opportunities, and just failed to win it in both of those tries. All right, let's see it. I mean, I like that the team at least made the Super Bowl, right? We could have went 30 seasons without it. But it would have definitely been nice to win one, especially since we wouldn't have had to sim all these seasons. And we finish with a 9-8 season, missing the playoffs. Burrell gets into the top 3 for the first time this entire thing. But the run game's still mid. Receivers were pretty good. Damn, that's disappointing because it feels like maybe there's something being built here, but it's completely irrelevant because this league literally can't move on. It's not like a rebuild where we decide to cut it off at 5, you know? We didn't decide to cut anything off. This is literally just ending without our permission. Let's take a look at the yearly awards. Brackens. Another Texan. They got a different Texan winning MVP now. The Texans are just cooking. AFC is just really goated, though. It seems like it's almost been all AFC side for the MVPs. And like we said, it is all over. We'll show you the Super Bowls and all that because, you know, if we do another one of these, it's probably going to be different. Maybe there's some sort of trend we can see of like, oh, this team won like 1 billion of them. How many did the Saints win there? Saints did not. Oh, so the Saints lose to the Texans by a lot, but they have to take us out, huh? Oh, man, where was our other Super Bowl win? Or win, Super Bowl loss, I should say. So long ago. The freaking Vikings in 2036. I mean, that's an insane amount of time it has passed. Yeah, that's the answer. The Titans are not winning a Super Bowl in the next 30 years, according to EA. And, I mean, you would literally just loop this basically back over because you would start from from scratch if we were to physically go until they won one, 100 years down the line. So there's no point. It's just a loop at that point. The Titans don't win one, I guess. They're not winning a Super Bowl in the next 30 seasons. That sucks. It would have been really cool to at least see them win one so then we have a definitive answer other than technically the video being clickbait, right? Because we literally asked a question that wasn't answered, unfortunately. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. Second channel, PKR plays for non-Madden content. Should have had Batman Arkham City Part 2 yesterday. We should have a Patriots off-season video a little later today. And a rebuild tomorrow. Of course, Monday is going to get kind of crazy, I imagine, as the free agent window opens officially. Some trades and free agency, all that good stuff should get wild. Maybe, you've already seen one, because obviously we've seen the Deebo Samuel one, but might see some more before then. Who knows? Regardless, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. And of course, once again, shout out to all the members of the channel. Appreciate you guys a ton. If you're not already a member and you're thinking about becoming one, click the join button. It's next to the subscribe button. And all the details shall be in there. For anyone that is a member or hasn't become a member yet, there are members-only rebuilds, so check those out. And yeah, that's about it. Member or not, appreciate you all for watching, and see ya!